and today we have a reading for you about somebody who is making plans. We have the runaway card, and this always makes me laugh because it says runaway at the top in big letters, which to me feels like a warning. But then the words underneath are a little bit more innocuous. Would you pack a bag and meet me in Hawaii? I just want to get away from the world and be alone with you. Interestingly enough, though, this card is also paired with the attention of others card. So I do feel like that runaway is a little bit of a warning. This individual is addicted to the attention of others. They love feeling wanted and needed, and they don't feel whole without it. So this is someone who would struggle to delete a dating app, or this is someone who would still maintain conversations with exes that they know are still interested in them because they want to send those flirty pictures or those flirty messages, and you deserve better than that. Hello, Nat Nat. How we doing? Happy Saturday. Let's calm spirit with a little bit of wind chime time. I hope you're having a wonderful day. If you're interested in a personal reading, I would love to do one for you. My email address is wickedwandstarot@gmail.com. You can find that in the description box, along with more information on how to become a member and also how to find my Etsy shop if you are interested in a homemade soy candle. Let's dive in. I think we're going to start with the the Earth and Bone Oracle. I'm still waking up. Sorry, guys. I'm doing well. Thank you, Nat Nat. Hello, Urban Walker. How we doing today? What else do we have? We have Shadow, number 37. Wholeness, integration, repressed emotions, and mystery. And prosperity, wealth, contentment, success, achievements, and abundance. So this individual who has been relatively successful, they like to splash money around a little bit, and this may disarm folks, but there is this mystery to them. They don't like to be fully vulnerable or known to the people that they are dating because they have to keep the certain corners of their life with their exes or randoms on Tinder. They have to keep that secret, right? This is the Marigold Tarot. What else do we have? Thank you. Wheel of Fortune, 10 of Rings or 10 of Pentacles in the reverse, and the Four of Wands in the reverse. So we have somebody who is actually they're manipulative. I do feel like the money helps them to convince people to give them a chance because, hey, do you want to go to the most expensive restaurant in town? Or, hey, let's, go on a trip to LA or New York. But they don't have any intentions of getting into a long-term relationship. They just want to have some fun. They just want that attention. They just want to know that they had basically convinced you that they were the right person, only to decide that you were not. Hello, Bad Marsh. How are you doing? It's on. So we have the Queen of Rings, which is the Queen of Pentacles, and the Knight of Wands in the reverse. Yeah. This is someone who uses money to get what they want in various areas of their life, but absolutely in terms of romance. And they might even be setting up multiple trips at the same time without you being aware. They might, claim to be a little bit of a workaholic, or, it's busy season or whatever. I'm going to tell you right now, what they want is naked time. What they want is a little bit of fun, a couple days, and then when they feel like they have gotten what they wanted, then they find some way to depart, to end the connection with you. So we have the Hermit and the Four of Cups in the reverse and the Moon. again with that secretive energy. And they feel like you're right where they want you, that you are interested and, I don't know, vulnerable or gullible in some way, and their plan is working. But with that Four of Cups in the reverse, there's something here that makes you a little bit curious. So maybe you're asking questions, maybe you're doing a little bit of a background check, or your best friend is looking at their social media accounts. But we have somebody here who is feeling like maybe I need to do just a little bit of work to figure out what's going on. Hello, Chance. What's up? Thank you, Nat Nat. What else do we have? The Devil in the reverse. Six of Cups in the reverse. And the Ten of Swords. I think you're going to have someone who's looking out for you. Maybe you're just really good at doing some research. Maybe your intuition is telling you to walk away from this connection because you cannot trust this person. But I think you get a warning. I think there's somebody looking up the social media accounts or looking at, are these pictures real? Does this person actually work where they claim to work? And there's something that's wrong. It's very Jason, no, not Jason Bourne. What was his name? Ripley? The Tom Ripley, maybe? The guy Matt Damon played, where he was trying to pretend he was actually Jude Law's character, right? We have somebody who leverages that like or the lifestyles of the rich and famous type energy to draw people in, but there's multiple lies throughout their story. I do think they have some money, but I think they exaggerate, and I think they lie about how they get that money. And for some of you, this could even be about a scammer, somebody who is getting into romantic connections just to get some sort of financial benefit from them. Hello, Rachel. How are you doing? Hello, Sarah. I hope you're having a good day. Feel free to put your question in a super chat just like DFA did. Hello, DFA. How are you doing? Hello, Steven. What's up? Let me write down that question. All right. We'll put need to know. Thank you, DFA. I hope you're having a good one. So we have the Ace of Cups and the Three of Wands in the reverse. And the Two of Cups. Yeah. The love you have for yourself is stronger than what they tend to encounter in the people that they pursue. And they might be a little bit shocked at your willingness to do a little bit more research than most. You're not the perfect prey for this individual because you are willing to expose what is being lied about, and it makes them nervous. So you might be picking up on some of that anxiety, right? Hello, Jamike. How are you doing? Oh, I said hello to you, didn't I, Sarah? Uh-oh, did I miss somebody who is being rude? Oh, it's all right. My channel's not for everyone. That's no worries. I hope you have a good day anyways. So this scam artist or this flirt, this person who just wants to have a lot of fun and get with everyone, apparently, they start to notice that you have a different energy, that maybe you aren't as susceptible to their charm because there is a shift, right? You start asking certain questions, or you are not as pliable. Maybe it's also because you don't like to drink or you rely more on your intuition than others, but they start to get nervous. This King of Swords is like, oh, maybe my lies aren't as effective on you. And that is concerning for them. This is the Fairy Lenormand. Oh, thanks, guys. I appreciate you. What else do we have? Number 16, the stars. And number 5, the tree. So while they are trying to create this like daydream energy, which can be a bit unreliable, your mental strength and your intuition keep you grounded. You're not going to get pulled into this false world that they like to create because you're too smart for that. I like that for you. Good morning, Lee. How are you doing today? Let me add that for you. I'm sorry to hear that's happening, but I will take a look into that for you. Hello, John. How are you doing today? We're gonna go with the Blood Moon Tarot. What else do we have? Page of Skins or the Page of Wands. The King of Honey or King of Pentacles in the reverse, and Strength. There's something they say or do that makes you realize that they have built a facade or they're trying to like curate an image and it's not actually who they are. And once you discover that little difference, you're thinking, okay, I got to do a little bit more research, but it's looking like I'm probably not going to run away to Hawaii with you. It's looking like I can't trust you. Yep, we have the Hanged Man. So your perspective changes, which was kind of hinted at with the Tower in the reverse. You're realizing that this is someone who is potentially a big old liar. Someone that just likes to be a bit of a heartbreaker. I don't know if I would say that sounds meanly. I think it's just sometimes these things happen in relationships, so don't be too harsh on yourself. LOL at Kevin. Hello, Heather. Thank you for the gift. I appreciate it. And Nat and Rachel, look at you all acting very quickly, and you gave the same amount of time out. I love it. So we've got the Knight of Songs, which is the Knight of Cups, the Three of Honey. Oh my goodness. Three of Honey is the Three of Pentacles, by the way, and the Devil in the reverse. And I can't help, I laugh because that looks to me like friends who are like, I don't trust this person. I'm going to do some digging. I'm going to look into it because I don't want you going on a trip with someone that we cannot trust. So it's like they've got the magnifying glass out. You've got people who want to make sure that you are able to avoid a heartbreak or some charmer who's lying to you. And with the Devil in the reverse, and that matches up nicely with the Strength card we just got, right? I feel like you're able to see even clearer what's really going on because your intuition lines up with a close friend, or maybe it's multiple friends who are looking out for you. Thank you for the sparkles. I appreciate it. What else? We have the Magician in the reverse, the King of Skins or King of Wands, and the Ten of Dreams or Ten of Cups in the reverse. No, sorry, Ten of Swords in the reverse. This manipulative person was really hoping that their looks and their charming personality and quite frankly their money was going to help them get through some potentially strong discernment that you have. I do think they have a dark attachment. Wow, I didn't notice this before, but it almost looks like it says dark up here at the top. So this is someone who is used to being pursued or, lusted after. They're used to having a roster to choose from, and now they're thinking, I might actually be losing out on this. What are we calling you? Strength, perhaps? You're too smart for this person. So now they're getting a little bit inconsistent with you because they're starting to see that perhaps they won't be able to fool you. Queen of Songs or the Queen of Cups and the Six of Dreams or Six of Swords. So you're pulling back, you're acknowledging that something isn't quite right about this person, and they have this decision to make. Am I going to make more of an effort to try to get that weekend alone or whatever, or am I going to basically reallocate my energy to somebody else in the roster? We have the Eight of Honey or Eight of Pentacles and the Moon, with the Nine of Honey, which would be the Nine of Pentacles. Again, your intuition is a key player here because you're able to discern. Yes, there's this air of mystery and it's pretty attractive or intriguing, but when I actually put forth the effort to figure out why I'm getting that strange energy from you, I realize it's not so much like I'm attracted to it, but it's actually like the kind of butterflies that tell me something isn't right here or somebody might be lying to me. So they aren't going to be able to convince you that they want this long-term relationship. You've already started to figure them out, and as you do, they start to act a little bit more funny, and you pick up even more on this deceptive energy. This is the tarot of the cat people. What else do we have? Six of Cups in the reverse. Ten of Wands. And the Four of Swords in the reverse. You may also notice that this is someone who is rarely alone. They're always with someone or working or visiting the family. And that's a little bit of a red flag for you as well, which is interesting. I don't think that's a red flag for everyone, right? But it's more so that you're realizing there are excuses to keep you at a certain distance or control the specific time that they're able to talk to you because they do actually have a relationship or other people that they're talking to and they're trying to keep you away from that. So we have the Sun and the Hermit. You're too smart for them. You figure it out. So you're this Hermit energy and the Queen of Cups energy. Thank you, Nat Nat. To look forward to in love department. I've added that for you. It's true, John. You figured them out, or whoever this is, they've figured out. No, I think you're actually just a bit of a player. Likes to splash their money around and say nice things, but at the end of the day, you cannot be trusted. So, because you have the support of your friends and because you have this intuition, you decide to cancel or pull back, maybe even block this person because you know that there is, something better out there for you. And this drives the King of Swords batty because they are pretty accustomed to getting what they want or being able to confuse people enough where they don't get discovered as easily. But you're over here like, nah, man, I knew what the truth was. You didn't think that I would be able to figure it out, but I did. We have the Six of Pentacles and in the reverse and the Two of Pentacles. There's someone else who might reach out to you about this person, especially if you have like a social media account that is easy to find. There might be someone who contacts you. I feel it's after you disconnect from this King of Swords. And I think this is someone who's trying to ask you if this King of Swords is someone that can be trusted. Like, hey, I don't know if you know this person, but it looks like maybe at some point you did. Why did you end up blocking them? Or why are you no longer like connected to them? There's someone else who needs your advice on this person after you disconnect. You figure it out, you avoid the heartbreak, and another person after you who is talking to this King of Swords somehow figures out that you are connected or were connected to the King of Swords. And it's like kind of like a hey girly text, but a little bit more specific. Hey, do you know this King of Swords? And how do you know them? And then your response is probably run away. You can't trust that person. Seven of Swords in the reverse and the Ace of Pentacles. Yeah, I see you avoiding this problematic person, the liar, and at some point helping another person figure out, ooh, thank you. I didn't notice that about them, but it does look like maybe they're a little bit of a garden tool. Hello, you wish. Hello, Siddharth. How are you doing? Hello, Indra. I hope you're having a good day. Yes, thank you for liking and subscribing. That means a lot to me. This is the new one. This is the Casanova Oracle. I feel like it's warranted in this case. What else do we have? Well, I'm going to have to cover up some nudity. Oh, that's not enough to cover the booty. All right, there we go. It's covered, right? Mischief managed. You only see some side boob there. It says experimentation. This is someone who is exploring as far as physical intimacy. They are looking for quantity, not quality, okay, people? And you are quality, so they're not ready for you. Hey, KRS, you should already know the answer to that, okay, honey? No, it is not. We have composure. This is you. You're in the face of difficulty here and a little bit of manipulation. You are pulling back from someone that you feel you cannot trust. You are not just diving right in because somebody spends a little bit of money on you or wants to take you to a fancy restaurant. And we have allure. Yes, they're attractive. They might have some really charming jokes or fantastic stories. Maybe you've always wanted to be with somebody older or younger or French or a professor. I don't know. But that doesn't blind your intuition. And when you trust that intuition, it helps you to avoid this person's shenanigans. Hello, Redbeard. Hey, I don't have a problem with it. I just don't feel like getting, in trouble for it. Thank you, Inja. Let me add that for you. What? Oop, what has my ex got planned? I'm adding that for you, Indra. Thank you. And we're going to get a few more from the Romance Angel Oracle. Ooh, okay, so you saw her. That's kind of wild. Hello, Delinia. I don't know, Angel, that sounds a little bit manipulative, but we will take a look at that. What else do we have? Forgiving and learning. As you release and heal the past, you experience more love in your present moments. So forgive this person, let go of the connection because you know you deserve better. You do not need to be competing on a roster. Not to say that you wouldn't be at the top of that roster, but you don't need to be competing for this person's affection. But as you forgive and release this connection, it makes room for something much more your pace. This situation is calling for you to have faith. So even though you're dealing with someone who is trying to lie to you and misrepresent themselves, it's important that you not give up on love, because I feel like you're about to find love right after dealing with this person who cannot be trusted. Hello, Ego Death. How are you doing? You all might hear my stomach growl because I'm getting hungry, but you can make fun of me if you want. Just a little warning. We got past life relationship. You have known each other before. You know what that tells me? I feel like this is a bit of a test. If this reading is for you, you have made significant changes in your life. You have sharpened the whip. Nope, the wit that you have. Sorry, it's habit. You have sharpened your intuition. You have become better at closing out connections that you know are toxic or unhealthy for you. But this is like one of those, let's see if you really do know what you're doing. Let's see if you can reject this person. And if you can, then we'll send you your divine counterpart. Hello, Joshua. How are you doing? You're blocked though? Ooh. Oh, Jay Lambert, that's rough. Oh no, but I hope you're having a good day anyways. What else? Chemistry. There's a strong magnetic attraction here. That's what helps them to be so successful in their tomfoolery. Can I use that word? But again, you deserve better than this individual who's probably talking to like 7 other people. You know what I mean? Sharp cheddar cheese and a whip. All right, this is the Dead Inside deck. Let's see what else we've got for you. Social battery, 0%, drained, antisocial, and shut down. The risk is after you deal with this liar or garden tool that you'll be frustrated enough to say, I don't want to deal with people, leave me alone, you're all awful. There's a song by Natalie Imbruglia. There's a G in there. It doesn't sound like it, but there's a G in her last name. And she's the one who sang the song Torn. And on that same album is a song called Leave Me Alone, one of my favorites. And I feel like that's kind of playing on repeat here, right? Like, I thought I'd found someone legit. It ends up they've actually just lied to me and they're a garden tool. So I don't know if I really want to date anybody. We have, sure, sounds great. Said yes when you meant no. Resentment and self betrayal. You don't have to be going on dates with people you don't want to. You don't have to dive back into it before you're ready. But this is saying, please do not let this charmer convince you that everybody out here is lying. You will encounter people who are genuine. Hello, Jayanta. How are you doing? So next we have invited but not wanted. Oops, double booked. Exclusion, misfit, and emotional distance. This could be the garden tool that we were dealing with in the early part of the reading, right? The King of Swords might be double booking. That might be the first thing that clues you into this person being untrustworthy. Opened, third eye, saw email, digital interference, and inner conflict. That intuition that you have, it means that you see through people's lies and manipulations more easily. And it might be a little bit frustrating because you look around and you're like, okay, can I trust any of you? Nope, you're all liars. Ooh, look at that, you guys. Thank you, Rachel. It just means you spend less time trying to figure people out and you're about to find your soul tribe. So do not disconnect yourself completely. You clearly have at least one friend who's looking out for you. Like, let's take a little bit of a look at this person because we don't want to get caught in a relationship with somebody who's untrustworthy. But I don't want you to feel like it means that you cannot trust anybody in the world and you might as well just like live the hermit life. It's fine to go into hermit mode. I would be a hypocrite if I told you not to go into hermit mode ever. But we also have to have space in our heart to accept that there are good friends, good family members, and good romantic partners out there who do want to do right by you and are trustworthy. Do not let this King of Swords rob you of that future for yourself. What do we want? Yeah, I think we'll go with the hard truths. And after this one, we'll start on those personal questions. Oh no, did they get rid of the DJ scratch? Is Redbeard looking to do the same thing? It's maybe even a little bit better than the Pumpkinhead one. All right, what else do we have? This is called the Hard Truths. Entitlement. The King of Swords, I feel like this card is for them. Believes the world owes them something and it's blinding them to the growth that comes from earning it. So they burn through connections thinking that all they want is that quick physical intimacy, right? Without allowing that maybe when they actually do things the right way, it's better. Aligned. This path is in harmony with your core values and long-term goals. Allow things to flow organically and happen as they will. When you let go or block this King of Swords, you find the path that you are meant to be on. And I feel like it does lead you right to this Two of Cups or this relationship that you're meant to have. Fear. Fear lied to you and promised you safety in staying small, but you have a voice and decide who and what rules your life. Your destiny demands courage, not comfort. That's the warning of let's not get too comfortable in that hermit mode. You are meant to be connecting to somebody else, somebody who is actually worth the wait. Yes. I think it's a fairly common problem, ego death. Let's dive into those personal questions. We're going to start with the Metamuse. We've got DFA and then Lee, Nat, and then Indra. So for DFA, what does DFA need to know, please? Nine of Wands in the reverse, 10 of Cups, Ace of Swords in the reverse, and a Nine of Swords with a Seven of Cups. So there is someone that you feel close to. This could be a close confidant versus like a romantic partner. But this is like, I was vulnerable to you. I, told you the difficult things that I've been through, or I told you my secrets. I let you see who I really am. And then you lied to me. So there's some uneven energy here where you let somebody see who you really are and you trusted that person. But now you're questioning whether or not that was a good idea or was a bad decision because they have lied to you. They misrepresented their intentions or their history. So I think there's a period of review coming up for you, and we have 3 nines. I have literally only pulled 6 cards for you, DFA, and I have the 9 of Wands, the 9 of Swords, and the 9 of Cups. Nines are, right before you get to 10, which means there's something pretty significant here that is about to happen for you that looks a lot like resolution. So I think you're about to block or walk away from someone because you did not get that same energy of being vulnerable and open and honest with somebody. And when you walk away from that person, when you implement boundaries with the High Priestess in the reverse, it tells the universe that you are ready for something different. You are ready for people that you can actually trust. So I see the Ace of Pentacles and the Ace of Cups bookending the Death card. So embrace an ending and some change in your life because it helps you to distance yourself from somebody who you cannot trust, but also signal to the universe that you're ready for somebody who's on that level, right? Anything else? Initially, it will cause some sadness or depression or feeling overwhelmed because you really did want to have this person in your life. But do not second guess your intuition. It is the right decision, and you'll find your soul tribe, or you'll find somebody that you can trust once you walk away from this person who has been dishonest with you. Trust that intuition. I think a lot of us deal with that ego death. DFA, I wish you luck, and I hope you have a lovely rest of your weekend. Let's see what we've got for Lee. Will Lee stay married? Emperor in the reverse, 10 of Swords, 2 of Wands. I don't see there being a long term with this. I do think there's some frustrations. Hello, Melissa. Thank you. I do think there's some frustrations that are not getting any resolution tonight and tomorrow. And with the Ten of Swords, it's like I could choose to work on these issues, but I don't. Whether that's you or your hubby, I feel like it's probably more likely him, but we all have the ability to come out as the Emperor in the reverse. It's not connected to gender, right? But I feel like your frustration is warranted. And if there's no resolution, you're looking at it as, well, why would I continue to sit and deal with this when it doesn't look like you have any intention of working on these things? And with the Four of Swords in the reverse, that's confirmed. I don't have faith that there's going to be any change. So if I don't enjoy this like loop of frustration, then I think I'll go somewhere else. So I do feel like it's a challenging relationship made more difficult by someone not really being interested and working on themselves. Probably the hubby. So we have the Eight of Pentacles and the Ace of Pentacles in the reverse. And on the other side, I feel like this is your energy. We have somebody who is sitting here saying, I can tell that things aren't going well. And we have this emotional distance. So I'm trying to approach it with positive energy, or I'm trying to, address the issue here. Eight of Pentacles, putting forth effort. And Ace of Pentacles being in the reverse, Two of Cups in the reverse, it's like, and I don't get any of that energy back. So if you're the only one working in a relationship, it's a lot like being in a kayak and maybe a canoe would be a better example. And only one of you is actually putting any effort into it, or there are only paddles being done on the one side, so you go in circles. It's not equitable. And I feel like you're putting in effort and he's not. You deserve better than that. Hello, Orthodox. How are you doing? Hello, Grindhard. I hope you're having a good day. Redbeard. It's not always the man. I can confirm that. I have seen it. I seen it. Lee, nonetheless, I wish you luck. I have a lot of respect for you. So for Nat, we have, what good is there for Nat to look forward to in the love department? Eight of Swords in the reverse. Knight of Cups in the reverse. And the Knight of Swords. Five of Pentacles, Page of Wands, and the Hierophant and the Sun. In the midst of some frustrating situation that puts you in a little bit of a mood, we have somebody who is a ray of sunshine and aligns with you in terms of your principles and your morals. This is someone showing up in a difficult time in your life, and they help you to see what you have missed. With the Page of Wands in the reverse, this is someone who is complementary with an E. So what you do well at, they benefit from, and vice versa. Let me write down Dana's question real quick. Hello, Dana. Will Frankie be friends with Shadow? Ooh, I'm sorry you're dealing with that. Will my brother find his person soon? And find a place as well. I've added that for you. Thank you, Dana. So, Nat, there's someone who shows up in difficult times to be a good partner to you. And the partnership is so great because there is a balance between what you each bring to the table. It's different, right? You're able to be more successful dealing with these difficult situations because of that complementary attitude or situation. And I see you, DFA. Let me finish this and then I will write down your question. We've got the King of Wands and the Six of Pentacles. Yeah. So this is somebody who balances you out and is a gift, a gain in a difficult time. So if you're dealing with family frustrations or professional concerns, you might see those problems as much more like you can deal with them because of the partner that you have in your life. Let me see what we've got for DFA. Thank you for the tip, DFA. Tells me to take tells me my side hustle will give sudden windfall. Side hustle. When does this happen? Am I off base? I've added that for you. Thank you, DFA. Hello, Lemonade. How are you doing? All right. Nat, I'm excited for you. You got some good love energy around you. It's not going to take too much longer. And let's see what we've got for Indra. This is the Cat's Eye Tarot. So, Indra, you've had some crazy stuff happening with the ex. Sending you protective energy, by the way. What must Indra do? I've pulled 4 cards and 2 of them are 6s. Both of them are in the reverse. So that's interesting. 6 of Pentacles in the reverse, 6 of Swords in the reverse. 4 of Pentacles and the Devil in the reverse. Caution. I feel like things are about to get worse. Is it because of the intimacy? No. It's because somebody here is still involved or feels like they are still involved with your ex. They find out that you're involved and things get more complex or more difficult to predict. This is saying right now, the best thing to do is to hold yourself to a very high standard. And I think hold back a little bit in terms of your energy. What I'm seeing is like, yeah, this is a weird example, but I'm seeing, what is it called? A selfie stick? Like the thing that people put their phone on so it looks like the picture is taken from a distance. You have to have some distance between you and your ex right now. If you are spending a lot of time with that person or you are in close proximity, I feel like you are going to get impacted by some craziness, or maybe even it'll be because you're close to her that this happens. So, this is saying you have an ability to provide support, but it needs to be from a distance because there is someone here, probably her ex, that is going to lose their temper when they find out that you're there. We have somebody who has an incredible amount of jealousy, and that jealousy could lead to an argument. What else do we have? Seven of Cups in the reverse. So it's like everything needs to be above board right now, or you need to have a respectable distance offering assistance, but not necessarily companionship. Is this going to lead, would this lead to a physical fight? Ace of Swords, Seven of Pentacles in the reverse. Yeah. So do not be diving right into a relationship right now. If you do that, it exacerbates what you think you are helping. And I feel like she should know that, but I'm not going to like blame her. I just don't like that the moon is in the reverse because that is like questionable intentions. But I feel like that's probably more so the person who could get violent, right? So you need to do what you can from a distance, period. Seven of Pentacles in the reverse, and there are certain things that will change over time. But right now, it's like you're saying, can I touch the stovetop now? And no, you can't because you just turned off the heat. Like, it's too soon. And it's going to cause some issues. So with the Hierophant, this is like morals, principles, respect, and distance. Page of Wands and the Ace of Cups. Okay. Respectfully, Indra, if she's breaking up with someone, they're not the third party, you are. This is, you kind of threw grease on a fire by getting that close. So you need to step back and take the precautions to put out the fire, right? Yes. But your words are, she's going to break up with, and that means she's in a relationship, and we were married, past tense. So while I appreciate your protective energy and it's good to look out for people, you have to also keep in mind that sometimes your proximity or your desire to be helpful is misconstrued by the person who is the problem. So this is saying you've got to be able to show that love in ways that are not going to make the situation more problematic, right? By causing that person to feel like now I need to like straight up fight you. Because it puts her at risk too, right? You got to be able to let things calm down a little bit. It's like waiting for a storm to pass because you don't want to ruin your hair. Ask me how I know. Like, you've got to have the right timing. You can still be there for that person, right? But it's right now, it's like you're adding fuel to the fire. You're making it more complex, and stepping back is good. Hello, Oz. How are you doing? I'm sorry if I haven't been able to say hello to everybody who has come into the live chat. Indra, I'm sending you protective energy. Let's see what your ex has planned. Oh, I don't like that. King of Swords in the reverse and the Star. I don't think she's going to be honest with you. I see manipulative energy, and I attributed that to the person that she was dealing with, but it's probably your ex as well. So in a web of lies be the bastion of truth or morality, right? Yeah, I mean, look, I think the best possible thing for you to do is to remove yourself from the situation because we have somebody who could be dealing with physical violence. It's hard for me to say, like, just leave that person on their own. But at the same time, your presence there makes it more volatile. So letting this person deal with it and maybe just like finding some way to ensure that they have a safe place away from you could be better. But yeah, narcissist, absolutely. With the King of Swords in the reverse, I would think if you can offer help, it's from a very long distance and not getting too emotionally involved and providing like, hey, here's a good resource for you, or here's an apartment that's really low in terms of rent. Maybe you could move there and like change your phone number. But I don't want you to get hurt. I don't want you to get arrested or anything. You know what I mean? And I feel like this is a very volatile situation. So I'll be keeping you all in my prayers because I don't like that this is happening, but I also don't want you to get pulled into something that isn't your firestorm. I hope that helps. Let's see what we've got for Melissa. This is the Pause Tarot. Oh, wait, did I miss one? I gotta make sure I'm paying attention. Okay, I do have DFA. And thank you for the likes and the subscribes. I appreciate it, you all. All right, so for Melissa, what is going to happen tonight and tomorrow? What is energy for Melissa for the rest of the weekend? Five of Cups and the King of Cups. Page of Swords, Emperor in the reverse, and the Nine of Wands in the reverse. I see an argument over domestic responsibilities, cleaning, laundry, that kind of thing. I see some frustration over, I wish that I had done something differently, but feeling like I have to kind of like put on a face, right? Like I have to make everything seem like it's fine when it's not. And with the Page of Swords and the Emperor in the reverse, I do think that there is somebody here who is trying to speak to you in a controlling way. Is this gaslighting? Yes. So someone's trying to gaslight you, and it's probably about their own responsibilities. I'll wash the dishes tomorrow. I don't want to do it today. And isn't it your turn anyways? And I do all this other stuff or whatever. They're gonna like start an argument about it. Star, Seven of Cups, and the Six of Wands in the reverse. I see an opportunity for you to get some rest and rejuvenation or like peace. It could even be just spending some time out in the wild in nature. Thank you, Redbeard. I appreciate you. Would you like me to pull some cards for you? And congrats, Grindhard. So it's really important for you, Melissa, to take this moment because I feel like it helps you to get grounded. Maybe you have a favorite place with a really beautiful tree by it. I personally love willow trees. There's something here where you get outside, you take a breather, you block things out. Maybe you listen to your favorite song or you just listen to the birds chirping. But it helps you to make sense of something that is frustrating you. So make sure you take that time out or that little break for yourself. It helps you to deal with this argument. Sending you protective energy, Melissa. And let's see what we've got for Dana. This is the Morgan Greer. Yes, that's absolutely true, Ego Death. Will Frankie be friends with Shadow? Medium. This is like tolerance, or I'll allow it, but not necessarily like I'm excited for you to be here kind of thing. So I wouldn't classify it as friendship, but I would say acceptance would be a good way to refer to it. Bumped into daughter. Thank you, Lee. Like we didn't see each other. And it was 11/11, huh? I think the universe wants you all to make up. And did I get an answer from Redbeard? Do you want me to pull some cards for you, Redbeard? You got to let me know. I wanna know. Anything else regarding Frankie and Shadow? Yeah, this is like okay, so this is making me think of, I'm just gonna say it, my relationship with my brother when we were kids. It was interesting because we would go from like, let's work together and we can get what we want in a situation. Or there were even times where like I copied him, right? And then there were also times where we just did not get along, Picture the Simpsons part where Bart's like, or maybe it's Lisa, I'm just gonna kick into the air, and if you get in my way, it's not my fault. So very sibling energy here between these two. They might not always get along, but there's acceptance, and there might also be times where they pair up together to get their way. But yeah, I do pick up that Frankie is a little bit of a terror. And I'm not going to tell you whether it was me or my brother that was the terror. And what about this motion sickness that Dana is experiencing? Why is Dana experiencing motion sickness? I'll add that, Redbeard. What is up with this motion sickness? Justice in the reverse, Emperor, and the High Priestess. So it's interesting because Justice can talk about balance, right? You have the scales there, and it's in the reverse. Is this a health concern? I don't see it being indicative of a bigger issue here. But with the Emperor and the High Priestess, I do feel like it could be more pertaining to water. That's so strange. Okay, so what I'm seeing, especially because we have the sun in the reverse, maybe an impact from the blue moon. I didn't even notice it, but of course, this could be like a blue moon behind her. I don't know if you still experience it right now, but I feel like there could be something here with how much water you're drinking and lunar activity. If you guys want to call me crazy, that's okay. But I do feel like you either need to drink more or less water. It's impacting you. But you have the ability to manage this. I don't feel like you really need to see like a doctor for it. I think it's just that there is some changes happening for you. Probably pretty normal, actually. Um, and that consumption of water is impacting it. Oh, goodness. That's crazy, ego death. All right. So, will Dana's brother find his person soon and a place? No, not soon. I feel like there's something he needs to do for himself to bring about these changes. What is it? So there's something to putting off this, like, I'm not interested energy. It could be an RBF. It could be a, I don't really like to talk to people. But there is a shift that happens for him that makes him more approachable or makes him more desirable. Maybe even like working on his fitness, you know? But as of right now, he has not done this thing. Does Dana have any connection to his? Okay. So maybe you suggest something and it helps him change the hygiene, the fitness, the where you're going, who you're connecting to. Are there any social hobbies that could result in his meeting a new person? There's something he hasn't done yet, but once he does this thing, then he finds that connection. Then he finds that confidence, because I do feel like confidence needs to be tweaked a little bit. Is it too much? There might be some false confidence here that causes some issues, but there's stability that comes into the picture for him, and it changes the like receptiveness there. You think that's scary? Aw, Vinay, you haven't even watched horror movies, have you? All right. Thank you, Dana, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. We've got DFA up next, and then Redbeard, and then Lee. So for DFA, you've seen, or your intuition is letting you feel like there will be a sudden windfall for the side hustle, and then you should walk away. Let's confirm that that is correct first. Is that correct? Yes, you are correct in that. Ace of Cups and the Four of Swords in the reverse. So there is like a, what do they call it? Like a gold rush, basically, or a bank run. There is a change in the environment or in the, community that motivates this pursuit of what you have to offer, and then something changes again. So it's almost like tourist season in a beach town, and then you got to take full advantage of it and then close up shop. It's not worth it to pay rent in the winter months. You know what I mean? So when does this happen? Five of Pentacles and the Nine of Swords. I'm taking that as about 6 to 7 months from now. Is that like Christmas time? So possibly this is about the holidays. And we have the Emperor in the reverse. And it also could be because there's somebody else who becomes a competitor or joins the market. But yeah, I mean, cash in while you can, right? Ten of Swords in the reverse. So there's something that changes and it opens the door for you. And then there's another like societal or community change that alters it, right? Dana, I included both of those. So basically, I asked the question all at the same time and pulled two different cards and got the Hanged Man and the Six of Wands in the reverse. So the Hanged Man in the reverse for the partner and the Six of Wands in the reverse for the place. I do feel like they are tied together, Dana. So basically, when he meets that new person, then he pursues the new place. But I don't think he's going to be motivated to do that until he finds the new place. So, DFA, I feel like you've got this opportunity, and then you want to make sure that you are doing right by the planning. So, have faith in your intuition. It's already guided you to understand that this is how it's going to work. I don't know if you deal with inventory or scheduling or whatever it is, but it's basically like make this so that, like, plan for it so that you have that big lift in sales and then don't have any inventory left, or don't alter your plans if you know that it's going to be reducing after that as well. That's okay, Dana. I'm glad to hear it, DFA. All right, let's see what we've got for Redbeard. There it is. This is the Edgar Allan Poe. What do we have for Redbeard, please? You're welcome, DFA. The Empress, Eight of Cups, and the Eight of Swords. 2 8s when I've only pulled 3 cards is interesting. And the Queen of Swords. So, Redbeard, there's someone here who has 2 sides. And I feel like you're being encouraged to distance yourself or not get involved. Maybe somebody is trying to get you to feel sorry for them, or trying to find like that the heart, right, of you, and get you to lend money or do some sort of favor. But this is saying, I don't think so, because this person has lied to you about something or is planning on telling you the truth after you agree to something. So it's kind of like a gotcha. Like, I need you to do me a favor, but I need you to promise me that you're going to do it before I tell you what the favor is. Like, no, I'm sorry, homie, don't roll that way. The Devil and the Lovers. So this choice, it's like somebody wants to make you feel like you have to say yes or you have to help them, but the reality is they haven't given you all the information. So please do not ask me to solve a math problem if you haven't given me all the details that enable me to solve it, right? So be cautious. This is somebody who is intentionally withholding information to get a particular response, to get your buy-in. Hello, Michelle. How are you doing? All right, let's see what we've got for Lee. You bumped into your daughter and you both acted like you didn't see each other at 11:11. What does Lee need to know regarding seeing oldest daughter? Death, Queen of Cups, 2 of Cups, Page of Cups. Is this about a relationship ending? Is it the relationship? Knight of Swords, Page of Swords, 4 of Cups. I feel like your daughter has gone through some sort of rejection or ending. It could be she has ended a connection, but there's still some iciness or cold towards you, right? Thank you, Indra. Let me know if you have a question for that, please. Is this enabling, like, reconnecting? Yes, with time. Not yet, but there is a defensive energy here because it's like, well, I've been burned. I don't really like trusting people. So it feels like there has been a significant change in terms of who your daughter trusts. And while it isn't allowing for the reconciliation, full reconciliation between the two of you yet, I do feel like it is opening up the opportunity for that to happen down the road. So what is her energy towards Lee? Well, she's a little worried that you're going to say, I told you so. Because you were right about something. Possibly your ex, possibly hers. So it's like, I want to get to a better place in my life, like by myself. And then I think there's going to be some sort of conversation that happens about her children. And then you two start to talk again, or things move in the right direction. Let's see. Did she see Lee? No. I don't believe she did. I think she was actually deep in thought or very focused on the task at hand. But I think she felt your energy. So it might have been a little bit confusing, like, even if she didn't see. Hello, Alician. How are you doing? I hope you're having a good one. And Indra said, we broke up in February. She's talking to the guy. Okay. Are you asking a question there, Indra? I've got your name written down, Indra, but please clarify because I don't see a question in that blurb. And I'm gonna add Lydia here. So Indra, I will come back to your question when you clarify, and I'm gonna tackle Lydia's question right now, okay? Over the next few months, is the connection between Kay and me likely to develop into commitment and consistency? Yes. 10 of Cups in the reverse, Page of Potions in the reverse. It's like the Page of Potions is like, yes, it's in the future. Right now, it's a little bit challenging. I do feel like there's external circumstances that are impacting somebody's ability to be vulnerable or open. But I feel like there's also someone who doesn't want to be honest with themselves about how much they like. So is Kay kind of in doubt over the emotions? Yes. So it's basically time for Kay to realize that this is real and this is something that should be treasured and lifted up. But it takes a minute because we have, I think, a little bit of like jaded, like or distrusting energy that makes it difficult to get to that point. So what shifts it? 2 of Wands. And a 6 of Candles in the reverse. Okay, this is going to be weird, but I feel like there is a trip. Maybe it's even just like a day trip. But I feel like you travel somewhere together and there's something that's just kind of like laughably frustrating. Like you drive 2 hours to go to a restaurant before realizing that they actually closed like the month before. And you end up on some strange adventure. There's something like that where it's like it's kind of a failure, but it's also like building IKEA furniture with somebody in that it helps you to see each other more clearly. So, yeah. I do see that happening. It just requires patience, and especially so when you go on this little adventure. So you just said yes, Indra. I don't know what that means. Okay. So I will just say what you said and we'll see what comes through, Indra. So Indra broke up, or they broke up in February because she was talking to the guy. Oofta. Okay, I'm not gonna say that. So it's the same guy that she's with now. So what's the energy on that, please? I don't think it's over. I think it's going to be a back and forth. So this is a toxic game of, I know I shouldn't be dealing with this person, and yet here I am. So I'm going to break up and then I'm going to get back together with this person. And I think it's a toxic mess you don't need to be a part of. Your intuition will guide you, but I feel like this is someone who yells about there being somebody who's, at the gate. There's somebody here who's causing problems, and yet they unlock the door for that person. So your ex is allowing for this drama to persist because they don't want to walk away, or they enjoy that drama. And that's not something that you can change for them, right? Is it, thank you, Lee. Let me ask. Is it, let me get a different tarot deck though. Is it going to be a battle for guardianship of Sage when she turns 18? Will it be a battle for guardianship when Sage turns 18? Yes. But I see ultimately it goes in your favor. Documentation is very importantly. I see you being able to create a very convincing case because you keep track of communication and failures over the years. So even though there is an attempt by your ex to get guardianship, he ends up being SOL. I see the decision going in your favor, but it is dependent upon you keeping really solid documentation on what's going on, including the arguments. Now, I feel like that's already been facilitated in large part, but yeah, you just got to make sure that you're keeping track of all of the things. But yes, I think he's going to try to get guardianship, and I think he's going to fail. I think someone's going to basically see through his argument and be like, so why do you want to do this? Because like it feels like you argue for it and then you don't actually do what you say you're going to do. So I think he gets called out. Hello, Bobby. How are you doing? Hello, Lang. I hope you're having a good day. All right, y'all. I'm hungry, so I'm going to leave it there. Thank you for the likes. Thank you for the subscribes. And thank you for hyping if you're able to. I will see you on the next reading. Toodles.